Republican strategist Sheryl Adams back with us once again, and Democratic strategist and attorney Mychal Wilson here with us as well. Thank you both for being here. I want to start with you, Mychal. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Chicago Tribune, they both have editorial boards that are joining calls from a number of papers for President Biden to pass the torch. Mychal, do you think that he should drop out? And if so, is that feasible for the Democratic Party?
Well, it's totally feasible. I mean, we have the convention coming up, and it's up to the DNC and how the delegates work and everything. I think that it lies within Joe Biden himself and the president. If he wants to save democracy, then personally, I think he should step aside. And I think the perfect person to fill this seat would be someone like Gavin Newsom and still had Ms. Harris run as the VP. But remember, we have to base this on two things here. One is you have an old man versus the con man. And the other issue here is you have a debate performance compared to his presidential performance, which has been so much better than Trump's performance in his previous his previous office time.
Well, I think a lot of I want to get back to that topic, but before I get there, who do you think the replacement at the top of the Democratic ticket would be?
Well, so I've gone for and I've supported and done stuff for Ms. Harris before, the VP. Personally, I think it would be Gavin Newsom. But we also have the governor of Illinois as well. Gavin Newsom, the problem with him is, I'm in California, we're in California, is that some of his policies have had an adverse effect. I mean, when you're talking about crime, I live in Los Angeles, prisoners getting out of prison earlier than they should. So there's an issue with that. But I think it would be Gavin Newsom because he's very charming. He's 56 years old and, he can have a great run here.
I think his name has been thrown around, but you bring up a really important point, challenges to some of his policies that have backfired. Sheryl, I want to make sure I bring you into this conversation. Should Democrats decide, or should President Biden really, because he's ultimately one to decide, to change the top of the ticket, would Republicans challenge that, do you believe?
Not at this point. I think what I have noticed, and I too live in California, and I ran for Congress in the primary, so I'm keenly aware of our state's state of affairs. We went from having a deficit budget to a $100 million budget swing the other way. Where we further fell in, we had a surplus budget and now we're over 100 billion in deficit, excuse me. So Gavin Newsom, I have to make a comment on that, is absolutely not right for America. We don't need a failing governor entering this, the state of our failing country. I think as a Republican, nobody, and I will reiterate what the speaker stated yesterday, no one is happy about watching our president in the state that he is in. So with all due respect, I think you're seeing an acknowledgement and respect paid to him and his health, and he has to be replaced. And I know it's going to be frantic. Look how hard it's been to find the perfect VP candidate for an already, practically named nominee, Donald Trump. We aren't just running out over the weekend to find a VP. And Kamala Harris, with all due respect, she is an embarrassment to professional women. I've worked for over 30 years in the auto industry for General Motors and Ford Motor Company, large American companies that are primarily male-driven. And I've had so many wonderful opportunities. And she has taken her role as the vice president. Great job, good job getting a woman into that role. And she has laughed and conned and failed her way out of every single challenge that's been put before her. She is absolutely the worst person. We're in fact putting a president with dementia ahead of a fully functioning vice president. I mean, nobody, even in the Democrat Party, wants her to be the president. So I just think we need to, expect the Democrats to replace both candidates as soon as possible, hopefully during or before the upcoming convention, which is the clock is ticking.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.